Hello everyone. Now we're going to talk about how to host a class. So what are some expectations of the class host? Well, first of all, this is someone who's going to open their home to their friends and their family to come and learn more about essential oils. Now, a lot of times hosts think that they have to be elaborate in their preparation and what they provide at the class, like when it comes to food. And this is unnecessary. First of all, because you don't want to go overboard and then the people who come to your class say, oh, I could never put out a spread like that, so I could never host a class. We want to make it duplicatable. We want to make it simple. So some great ideas for that, if you're going to have food and drink, is to first of all just have some water with some lemon, some maybe wild orange. You could have peppermint water. You could even do some lemon sassy water. Now, I do know some people like to just have the maybe water in a pitcher and then the oil bottles set out next to it so people can put whatever oil they want into it. I actually prefer to infuse my water during the day if I'm going to host a class. So I just take my glass pitcher, put some water in, and then I'll do some lemon in that and just let it infuse during the day. And then people can taste the essential oils in their water. So that's just a very simple drink that you can have on hand. Another thing for food, you could do some peppermint brownies. Those are very simple. One thing that I like to do is I take the pretzel rods and I melt chocolate and put some wild orange in it. You could even do peppermint, especially now that it's the holiday season. And you dip just half of that pretzel rod into the chocolate, and then I set those out, and people love that. You could also do something simple like popcorn with some lime-infused pink Himalayan salt on it. That is really, really yummy. So just, again, some simple options, and only do one or two things. You, again, don't want a huge spread that might intimidate your guests and keep them from wanting to have a class of their own. Beyond that, the host is going to be the connector between his or her guests and the educator who is there to teach the class. A lot of times the guests are not going to know the educator. They might come in and they might, they just don't have that connection. They don't feel that trust yet with the educator. So that is one of the main jobs of the host. You want to build some trust and build a relationship between the educator and your guests. You want them to feel comfortable sharing with the educator some maybe issues that they're having or concerns that they have. You also want to make sure that you start the event on time. Be respectful of everyone's time. The guests, the educator. You don't want to start 30 minutes to an hour late. You want to start on time, even if everyone isn't there yet. Again, to be respectful of the time of those who were there on time. So, how do you start an event? First, you're going to welcome your guests. You're going to come up to the front of the room. You're going to welcome those guests. And then you're going to introduce the educator. You want to share an oil experience after that. And then you want to edify the educator. Maybe the person who's there teaching the class is the person who enrolled you as a doTERRA wholesale member. And you might want to share how you met them, how they introduced you to the oils, and just, again, build that trust between the educator and the guests. And then at that point, you're going to turn the floor over to the educator and let them teach all of your friends, family who are there, teach them all about the oils. So again, I cannot stress enough that edification is the key and connection is the key between your guests and the instructor, and you are the one who has to do that as the host. All right, so if sharing oils in a one-on-one setting is more your speed, maybe you're not comfortable with doing a class, but you would like to share with a one-on-one, then stay tuned because that is coming up next.